Alright, let's talk about Google's upcoming Pixel launch, because honestly, it's a fascinating mix of nostalgia, marketing strategy, and a bit of head-scratching. Here's the deal, Google's Pixel phones have always had this loyal fanbase, you know, the kind of people who geek out over specs and features. But this year, Google seems to be playing a different game. Instead of catering to those die-hard fans with a traditional launch event, they're going full-on Hollywood. Trevor Noah? Stephen Curry? Alex Cooper? It's like a tech event crashed into a celebrity talk show. And personally, I think it's a bold move, but also a bit of a gamble. What makes this really interesting is the contrast between the event's glitz and the actual product reveals. By the time the livestream starts, the Pixel 11 specs will likely be all over the internet. Google's pre-order countdown ends 8 hours before the event. 8 hours. That's like showing up to a party after everyone's already seen the surprise. In my opinion, this isn't an accident, it's a deliberate shift in focus. Google's not trying to wow the tech enthusiasts with surprises, they're aiming for the mainstream audience. Last year's Jimmy Fallon hosted event pulled in 8.4 million viewers, compared to just 1.4 million the year before. Numbers don't lie, Google's chasing scale, not specificity. But here's where it gets intriguing. Amidst all this celebrity fanfare, there's a tiny detail that's got me, and probably a lot of Pixel fans, excited. The Pixel 11 Pro is rumored to bring back the notification light. Yes, that little LED that used to blink for notifications, charging status, and more. It's a feature Google ditched years ago, and honestly, I thought it was gone for good. What many people don't realize is that this light was a staple of Google's Nexus phones and even made a brief comeback with the Pixel 2. It's a small thing, but it's part of Google's smartphone heritage, a nod to the past in a sea of futuristic features. Now, if you take a step back and think about it, this raises a deeper question: why bring back a feature that's been out of fashion for years? Always-on displays and edge lighting have pretty much replaced notification LEDs. But Google's move feels deliberate, almost nostalgic. Maybe it's a way to give longtime fans something to cheer about while they're busy courting new audiences. Or maybe it's a subtle acknowledgement that sometimes, the old ways are still the best. Personally, I'm hoping Google lets us customize the light, different colors for different apps, contacts, or even AI interactions. That would be a game changer. What this really suggests is that Google's strategy is more nuanced than it seems. On one hand, they're leaning into celebrity-driven marketing to appeal to a broader audience. On the other, they're quietly slipping in features that resonate with their core fanbase. It's like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. But here's the thing, in a world where every spec leaks months in advance, maybe the only way to stand out is to focus on the little things, the details that make a product feel personal and unique. A detail I find fascinating is how Google's handling leaks. Last year, they straight up revealed the Pixel 10's design weeks before the launch. This year, they've only teased the Pixel 11, but those teasers have been enough to spark excitement. It's almost like they're saying, yeah, you know what's coming, but you're still going to watch. And you know what? They're probably right. Because even though I know what the Pixel 11 will look like, I'm still curious about how that notification light will work. Will it just be a flashy gimmick, or will it add real value? That's the kind of question that keeps me, and probably a lot of viewers, tuned in. If you ask me, the real story here isn't the celebrity-packed event or even the phone specs. It's Google's balancing act between old and new, between fans and newcomers. They're not just launching a phone, they're launching a strategy. And whether it works or not, it's a fascinating experiment to watch. So, when the event rolls around, I'll be there, not just for the tech, but for the drama of it all. Because let's be honest, tech launches are way more interesting when they're a little unpredictable. So, what do you think? Is Google's approach a stroke of genius, or are they spreading themselves too thin? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if the Pixel 11 does bring back that notification light, I'm calling it now, it's going to be the most talked about feature of the year. Not because it's revolutionary, but because it's a reminder of why we loved Google phones in the first place. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Catch you in the next one.